Everything comes to an end, ladies and gentlemen. Everything must come to an end. This is our final WrestleMania retro review. This is Teamheel Podcast Extra. Thank you all for listening, guys. You are awesome as always. All you sick, twisted mother flowers. Thank you all again. As always, guys, if you are new to the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Give the channel a big old thumbs up, the video a big old thumbs up, and share with all your friends out there who are into going back in time and reviewing old stuff of the old school. And as always, guys, thank you all as always. I am the Dork Slayer himself. I am Steve, and I'm here joined by the usual crew as always. I'm here joined first. He is from the mean streets of Bridgeport, Connecticut. The Queen Slayer himself, Mr. I Just Fucked Your Baby Mama, and she liked it. I'm the real baby daddy. Walter himself. Walter, how you been, brother?
What's up? Feels like a long week, right? But
damn, it does, bro. It's coming to an end, bro. Oh, bro, I know we're both feeling that effect right now. We can't sleep. We can't sleep right now. In a couple of hours, we'll be in New York for WrestleMania weekend, so there's that. But also joining us here, again, he is from the mean streets of Detroit, Michigan. He is the man with the golden charm, Big Mike from Big Vet Wrestling Recap Show. Big Mike, what's up, brother?
What's happening?
Not much, man. Here we guys go, man. Listen, man, we've went through all these hurdles, all these WrestleManias. From torturing ourselves with WrestleMania 11, from having a fun time in Mike's favorite WrestleMania, WrestleMania 23, to going to WrestleMania 20, and now here we are wrapping all of this up now. Mike, let them know, which one are we wrapping up everything with here to conclude the WrestleMania retro reviews?
WrestleMania 10.
WrestleMania 10. You know what? Also, how ironic they were playing the theme song too. Finally, the appropriate theme song for the appropriate WrestleMania, right? Granted, it was the same theme song for WrestleMania 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, but I feel like that was more WrestleMania 10. You think about this too. You know, last week we recapped WrestleMania 20. And if you go back to the Rumble retro reviews that we did also, we recapped the Rumble of 1994. About 2004, right? And I feel like we had to recap WrestleMania 20. You think about it as well, we did recap the Royal Rumble 1994, where both Bret Hart and Luger won the Rumble. So I think we also felt the same way that, hey, we had to recap WrestleMania. Because originally, we were going to recap WrestleMania 29, and we all had a last-minute discussion and decided not to because that was so atrocious. So we did all of you guys a favor. So on behalf of all of us here, we have to say, in the words of Damien Sandow, you're welcome. So WrestleMania 10, guys. WrestleMania 10. 10 years in the making. That was the tagline. It took place at Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena in New York City on March 20th, 1994. Attendance of 18,065. Again, you think about this too. This was 10 years of WrestleMania. 10 years into WrestleMania, right? This was the first Mania without Hulk Hogan. The attendance, like I said, was 18,065 with a pay total of 960,000 in admission fees. The buy rate for the pay-per-view was 1.68, down from the 2.0 buy rate that the pre-WrestleMania had achieved. So keep this in mind. WrestleMania 9, who a lot of people consider as the worst WrestleMania, right, had a better buy rate than WrestleMania 10.
Well, that's what happens after a bad Mania. They don't want to buy the next Mania after.
Yeah, but think about that though, right? Think about that. God damn, yo, this Mania did a better buy rate than this Mania. God damn, yo, holy shit.
And also, that Mania had Hogan. This one didn't.
That is true. You were building up pretty much a double main event.
Yeah, you were. They were. And you think about WrestleMania 1994. This was literally, I want to say, during the whole steroid trial, right? This was literally at that time period. McMahon was about to get it, right? Hulk Hogan left. He was probably either already in WCW. He was in WCW already at this time, right? Basically, at this point in juncture, he was.
I think he didn't. Yeah, I think he was at WCW. Either Either
He
not
left.
here or a year later.
Well, he was gone. Hulk Hogan was gone. This is the first Mania without Hulk Hogan. Also, a WrestleMania without The Undertaker. And this was literally their launch, if you will, of the new generation, right? The new generation. We've been hearing this for so many years, right? From WWF back in that time period, or WWE, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And this had, again, where the champion did double duty. But anywho, guys, again, let's get into this card. Because I'll be honest with you guys. I remember watching this Mania 1,000 upon thousands of times when I was a kid. Because I did enjoy the WrestleMania. More because Bret Hart winning the title. And again, as a kid, I remember watching this Mania. Like, I even had the tape on VHS. I remember at a time, WWE, they, in their home videos, right, they sell the VHS tape from 1 to 14 in a giant set, right? And I bought the 1 by 1 by 1 by 1 eventually. And the one that I did buy, remembering buying, was WrestleMania 10. And I remember watching that Mania almost like every fucking day. I shit you not, right? But for me, I'll say this again. As a kid, I enjoyed it, whatever. But as I got older and I'm watching it again, it's like, honestly, it just felt like a standard WrestleMania. The big matches delivered, I'll say that, but everything else just felt like, it was there, in my opinion. This is, again,
Yeah.
me growing up as a kid, growing up as an adult already, as 28 years old. Big Mike, what about you?
Yeah, I agree. The big matches delivered. It was just a standard Mania. Nothing really that bad. Anything like that was like, that you was watching, but it was, standard. And I wasn't born at this time. I was negative 1 years old.
About you, Walty?
Yeah, like I was also not born around this time, so I kind of rewatched it. A couple of years ago, I think. It was like 2012, 20. Yeah, I never watched WrestleMania 10 until then. I don't really remember that much either. So I rewatched it now, and it's like you said, the big matches delivered, and I felt the same way. And the other matches were just kind of there.
Exactly.
At least it was better than 11. It's
Yes.
crazy how we start out with 11 and we end with 10. So
Ironic. How ironic, right?
yeah.
How ironic. Like, think about this. All the WrestleMania that we did recap on the network, all of them, again, were not HD. No high definition. God damn it.
Really? Oh yeah.
Think about
Well,
it.
it would have been 29.
Thank God we didn't do that one, did we? So anyway, guys, there's 10 matches on this card. If you want to count the dark match that took place, yeah, the Heavenly Bodies, Jimmy Del Rey, and Tom Pritchard, who defeated the Bushwhackers, Bushwhacker, Butch, and Luke, who are currently WWE Hall of Famers. This match, again, apparently won. No one saw it. It was a dark match. There was that. I did like the intro of WrestleMania 10. I will say that, where you played clips from all 10 years, from the beginning, where you started, into where you're at now, right? Until that time period, right? Clips from WrestleMania 1, where it all began at Madison Square Garden. Hulk Hogan, Mr. T, brother, Roddy Piper, Paul Orndorff, Muhammad Ali, and then you slowly transitioned into 1994 with Bret Hart, Lex Luger, Yokozuna, WrestleMania 10. You had Little Richie performing America the Beautiful. Apparently he did lip sync it, apparently, and there was that. But the overall was very good. It was very well done. America the Beautiful, I will say that. And then we have Vince McMahon and Jerry Lawler on commentary throughout the whole night. The first match on the show, because remember, leading up to all this, again, there were 2 Rumble winners, Bret Hart and Lex Luger. So they had to determine who's going to face Yoko first. They did a coin toss on Monday Night Raw. Luger won the coin toss, so Luger would face Yokozuna first. But you got to remember, Bret Hart at the time also had a feud developing with his brother Owen. And now the first match of the night, we had Bret Hart versus Owen Hart. The match went about 20 minutes and 21 seconds. And this, I will say, again, will go down in history as one of the best opening matches to a WrestleMania. Hands fucking down.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, man. It was a really good match to watch. Very technical, really liked the ending. Loved the post-match promo with Owen. and it was a really good match to watch. I recommend anybody to watch that match.
Walty, what about you, bro?
Yeah, I agree easily. I want to, I got to go through a lot of manias, but for now, after rewatching it, I can see why people say this is the best opening match out of all the manias, and there's been 35. You could probably arguably say this is still the best opening match out of all the manias. This was really good. Obviously, with family lineage, it just spices it up a little bit more, and the victory roll that was fine with me. I'm not a big fan of those type of finishes, but for this match it was perfectly fine, and
I was fine
great
with
way
it.
to
I was fine with
great
it.
way to start the show.
What I did like more importantly, again, this was the coming out party for Owen Hart.
Yeah,
The Rock. This is where he became the Rocket Owen Hart. Again, this is shows you like, yo, if you really want to see a good Owen Hart match, this is the match you show people. This is probably the best match he had in his entire run in WWE, in my opinion.
no doubt.
I remember him coming out. He had his own music. Granted, the same themes like he had in '92 when he was part of that tag team with Jim Neidhart, right? The New Foundation. But what I do find comedy, right? So Bret Hart comes out and they're showing all his accolades: former WWF champion, Intercontinental champion, tag team champion, the King of the Ring, superstar of the year, and he hands his glasses out to a kid, right, in the crowd, and the kid sticks his tongue out. And Jerry Lawler, like, oh, look at that kid. He must be an Owen Hart fan. He stuck his tongue out. Ha, ha, ha. I thought that was funny. I don't know if you guys caught this or not, but there's a moment in the match where Owen has the sharpshooter locked in on Bret. And Bret, like he was banging on the canvas. It looked like a tap out to me.
Yeah.
I noticed that, but I didn't think much of it.
But other than that, again, it was a very good match. Bret re-injured his leg in this match because, again, 94 from Rumble to Mania, they were selling that knee. Oh, Bret fucked up his knee and shit. So I did enjoy that. But again, Owen needed to win here, and he did. And it basically added more fuel to what was to be this feud in 94. From there, we go on to the match to bring the people down. We had Bam Bam Bigelow and Luna Vachon. May she rest in peace. Apparently, she's going to be added to the legacy wing of this year's WWE Hall of Fame. Versus Doink and Dink the Clowns. This is a mixed tag team match. Keep that in mind. A small Dink, right, who's a guy, and Luna Vachon, they were allowed to compete against one another in this match. God damn it. Here's the thing about this match, okay? I thought, it was there. Bring the crowd down a little bit. Fun little fact: did you know that actually the Bam Bam actually hated Doink the Clown, like the real Doink, not the one that portrayed Doink in this match, but the real Doink the Clown, Matt Bourne. He despised him and shit. But for what this was, it was there. There's a moment where I guess Dink is running around the ring. Bam Bam almost squashes him, but Luna catches him, whatever. But it was all said and done. Bam Bam hits the diving headbutt for the 1-2-3 win on Doink the Clown. Your thoughts, guys?
The match was there. It was there.
It was there, pal. It was there, damn it. It was there. Walter, what about you, brother?
Same, this was just a nice filler match to add after a good match with Bret Hart and Owen Hart. So, yeah, it was a nice fill-up match, I guess. Bathroom break, I don't know.
It kind of was. I guarantee you in 94, people would have lost their shit, but hey, it is what it is. And the aspect of, okay, oh my god, it's Doink the Clown, woohoo! Granted, I prefer a heel Doink than babyface Doink, but that's just me. Yeah. I always prefer that. We had a very comedy match here. We have Falls Count Anywhere, Crush versus WWE Hall of Famer, may he rest in peace, the Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh yeah, Macho Man, yeah. Right? In a Falls Count Anywhere, but it's not your typical Falls Count Anywhere. This Falls Count Anywhere, if basically the rules was you have to pin your opponent, but you have to make your opponent who got pinned cannot answer a 10 count. basically, if he doesn't answer the 10 count, he wins the match. You get the idea, okay? You have to pin your opponent and make sure your opponent does not answer a 10 count to win. God damn it. Basically, this should have been the last man standing match. It should have been, but it wasn't. And I'll be honest, listen, this was at a time where Randy wanted to prove himself that he can still hang in there. He wants to still wrestle. This was Randy's final televised match in WWE. And I'll say this, it was a shitty way to go out, in my opinion. And nothing against Crush, but, again, just the concept of the match and the stipulation. Yes, they had a feud. At one time, they were friends on television. And then Crush turned on Randy, allowing himself with Mr. Fuji. May he rest in peace as well. Think about this. All three guys are no longer alive. All three guys are not alive anymore. Let that sink in right now.
You could say that about the last match too.
Well, I don't know about Dink. Dink is probably still around.
Right, but excluding Dink.
Yeah, I know. Bam Bam, Luna. Well, again, it's not the real Doink. Remember that the real Doink, Matt Bourne, wasn't in this match. Remember that. So, gotta be technical with it, Mike.
Yeah, whatever.
I know, whatever, brother. Get it over with, brother. I thought this match, honestly, as a kid, okay, cool, yay, Randy wins. But reality, as you get older, it's like, man, this match sucked. This match really sucked to me. And apparently, at the end of the match, they're fighting in some backstage area, right? And I guess Randy wanted to tie up Crush's legs, right, and like hang him up from his feet. And I guess because of his weight, Crush just came down and shit. So basically, he wasn't even tied up in the knot at all. And Randy's making it back to the ring, and he wins. Again, I thought this match sucked. As you get older, again, it just sucks. Mike, Walter, your thoughts on this match overall?
Well, I don't think the match completely sucked. It was a weird stipulation. They did what they can. Obviously, not the best way for Randy Savage to just go out like that. But because he's had a lot of classic matches before that. He's lots, and the way he just crushed, like you said, there's nothing wrong with him. It's just, I guess, the match itself was just unorganized. Kind of was a little complicated because it's not a traditional false count anywhere. That's how it was back then, I guess. And I don't know. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was just solid, I guess.
Big Mike.
I wasn't digging this match. Seen better Randy Savage matches. Crush I never liked, heel or face or in the nation. Never liked it. So yeah, it's bad.
Fair enough. After this, we had Alundra Blayze versus Leilani Kai. Leilani Kai was actually involved in the first WrestleMania match, WrestleMania 1 for the women's title when she went up against Wendy Richter at that time in 1985. So they brought her back. You had the legends sitting, I guess, somewhere in the stands. You had Nikolai Volkov. You had Freddie Blassie. I guess Iron Sheik was there too. You also had the fabulous Moolah, who people don't want to talk about, but hey, to each their own. And I thought this match honestly was just there. I didn't really care for it. Again, as I was a kid, oh cool, Alundra Blayze, it was Medusa, right? Who and all that. The match was there as a kid, but as you get older, it's like, man, my oh my, how times have changed. Can you think about this? Can you think about what would have happened if you were to give the women 3 minutes and 20 seconds at WrestleMania today with the women's evolution? Oh my God, people will lose their shit. But Alundra won. That's all I got to say about it. You guys?
I barely paid attention to this match, so I really can't put any input on it. But,
Excellent women's match, right? This is what we're expecting this Sunday at Mania, right? In this main event, having a 3-minute, 20-second match.
Oh, man, bro. No, Walter, no.
Well, this was for the women's title. It's for the women's title, and the challenger didn't get an entrance, but it is what it is, I guess.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought when I was a kid, Lonnie caught my bad. Alundra Blayze looked beautiful. When I was a kid. I'm like, oh damn.
Her face looks a little.
Now, yeah, of course. Don't get me wrong, but back then, oh man, she could have gotten it, bro.
Jerry Lawler said she had a 10-cent face
With $1 million body, right?
with $1 million body,
He,
something like
he
that.
wasn't wrong. Shit.
He definitely wasn't wrong.
Yeah. After this, we had Men on a Mission. We had Mabel and Mo, along with Oscar, versus the Quebecers, Jacques and Pierre. Fun little fact, guys. Fun little fact. Did you guys know that Pierre, right, from the Quebecers, is going to be at Madison Square Garden this Saturday, right, defending the Ring of Honor Tag Team title?
Right.
PCO, yeah.
Wow.
Think about the PCO, right? After all these years, right, returns to Madison Square Garden to defend a tag team title.
That's insane.
This match went about 7 minutes 41 seconds. I feel like the entrances were longer. I feel like the entrances for just Men on a Mission was longer than the match itself. I thought it was there again, just filler. Just felt like filler to me. And again, I'm not big on disqualification wins. Or a count out win on this one. I'm not big on it. Because here's the thing about it, right? The Quebecer got counted out, and the Men on a Mission were just celebrating.
That was awesome.
That was awesome. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, pal. All right, brother. But yeah, I mean, honestly, it just felt like there, again, it was filler. But again, what caught my attention, to think about this, right? Pierre, who's going to be at Ring of Honor's G1 Supercard this Saturday in the same building, again, after all these years. So I thought about that. God damn, yo, how times have changed and how, again, everything comes into full circle, if you will, right?
Yes, 25 years later.
25 years later. Also, accompanying the Quebecer was Johnny Polo, as you all know as Raven. Called the Raven Nevermore. What do you guys think about this match, though, guys? Chat me up here.
The match was all right. Love the entrance to Man on a Mission with Oscar rapping. It's hilarious. But you know,
Throw your hands in the air and wave it like you just don't. I loved it. I loved it too.
yeah.
Walter, what about you?
Yeah, I think that the entrance itself for Man on a Mission, that was the highlight of everything. Like, the match itself was just whatever. The entrance was nice, and I love the finish. I don't love the finish. I wish count out wins are stupid. I agree, but I love the celebration, thinking that they won the titles. I don't know what the heck that was, but it was perfect. Like, I'm not even gonna bother them like asking why are they celebrating. You know, just let them celebrate. It's WrestleMania. You know, no questions asked.
Exactly. No question asked at all. No questions asked at all. God damn it. No questions asked at all. Let's move on now to one of the first of two WWE title matches here on the show. Like I said, they did a coin toss, I think the Monday after the Rumble '94, and it was Lex Luger winning the coin toss. We went first, so it was Yokozuna defending the WWE Championship. My bad. The mighty Yokozuna, who accompanied by Jim Cornette and Mr. Fuji. God damn, look at that combination, right? To take on Lex Luger. But here's the stipulation, though. Both championship matches had a special guest referee. So the special guest referee for this match was Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, WWE Hall of Famer. And what I found very ironic, right? If you guys remember WrestleMania 9, Lex Luger, when he was the narcissist, defeated Mr. Perfect in their match, right? This match went about 14 minutes and 40 seconds. Yeah, 14 minutes and 40 seconds. Keep this in mind. This was at a time where WWE wanted to put the rocket ship on Lex Luger. It's like he was at that time the Roman Reigns of WWF, right? He was going to be the next Hulk Hogan. Vince saw that in Lex. Remember SummerSlam '93? He beat Yokozuna via countout, and they celebrated, and it looked like I was at that moment they're gonna put the WWE title on Lex. Remember the whole Lex Express? Remember that, guys?
Yeah.
And it never happened because Vince decided, you know what? Let's do it on a bigger stage. Let's do that at WrestleMania. But the fans weren't buying it. The fans, again, they really weren't with it. And I guess at that moment they changed their minds. And also at the time too, you remember when both Brett and Luger went over the top rope at the Rumble, people popped more for Brett than they did for Luger. So that's where Vince, I guess, changed his mind. The match wasn't bad for what it was, okay? Matter of fact, no, I take that back. This match was kind of a little bit. I'm sorry, guys. The marijuana, okay? Excuse the marijuana. But it looked like Lex was gonna win, right? Lex hit the forearm on Luger. My bad. Luger hit the forearm on Yoko, and I guess Jim Cornette got in the ring. So Mr. Fuji tried to assault, and Luger took both guys out. And Perfect, instead of doing the cover, decided to check up on both on Mr. Fuji and Jim Cornette. Luger gets mad and touches the referee. And because of that, Mr. Perfect calls for the bell. So, by disqualification, Yokozuna beats Lex Luger. And you can tell the crowd really wasn't buying it. They were chanting bullshit at the end. There's a backstage segment or interview backstage where Luger calls out Perfect to explain why, and they're arguing back and forth. You can tell right there they're planting the siege for a feud between those two, but it never really came about. So, guys, your thoughts on this match?
Well, with this match, you know, I thought it was the better. I know it's good. We're going to talk about the other match later, the main event. I think this was better than the main event. Not saying much, obviously. They did give them a little more time. You know, Lex Luger was okay to me. I didn't feel like he was world championship material either. I can see why Vince liked him. You know, and Yokozuna's Yokozuna. So, you know, it was just a decent match. You know, I'm not gonna hate it as much, but you know, it's just weird having two world title matches at the same time. So, especially in this kind of like a mid card match, if you think about it.
Fair enough. Big Mike, what about you, brother?
This match was. I thought this match was a little slow, you know, a little stagnant, a little methodical. You know, the match was there. I wasn't a really big fan of that. Cool seeing Mr. Perfect, though.
Fair enough. But again, people were irate. People were chanting. At one moment, people were chanting for Hogan.
Really?
Yeah, people were chanting, Hogan. Remember, Hulk Hogan got taken out by Yoko at 93 in the ring.
Yep.
So you remember that too. People were chanting, though. People wanted Hogan. But poor Lex, though. At the same time, you gotta believe, like, yo, poor Lex. Because, again, they were gonna put the belt on Lex Luger. He was supposed to be their Hulk Hogan. The plans changed.
Yeah.
We then go to literally the shortest match on the show. Adam Bomb versus Earthquake. This happened because Harvey Whippleman started insulting Howard Finkel, who had a toupee and a new suit. This caused Adam Bomb to come out, and then Earthquake came out and squashed him in 35 seconds. So, yeah, there's that. I think we can all agree this match was just whatever, right?
Right.
Yeah, random.
Yeah, random 35 seconds. Yeah, god damn it. It's good to see Earthquake, though, after all these years, right, at that time. We then go on to one of the reasons why WrestleMania 10 is discussed, is talked about, even till this day. The ladder match for the undisputed Intercontinental Championship. Shawn Michaels is his Intercontinental title versus Razor Ramon and his Intercontinental title. And this match was just fucking everything you could expect from Shawn Michaels. When you talk about Shawn Michaels being Mr. WrestleMania, yes, you talk about WrestleMania 25. You talk about basically every WrestleMania. Every one of them, right? I wouldn't know about 4 and 5, or 6, or 7, or to that matter, or even 8 or 9. But I think from WrestleMania's 10 through the time he retired, WrestleMania 26, those are the WrestleMania you talk about when we talk about Shawn Michaels being Mr. WrestleMania, if you will, from 10 to 26, right? Those are his glory WrestleManias. And I felt, well, obviously they wrestled 13, but you kind of get the idea, okay? And this was no exception at all. This was no exception at all. Obviously, there's a moment where Diesel gets involved, and the referee throws him out of the ring. They're fighting back and forth outside the ring, in the ladder as a weapon. There's a moment where I guess Shawn is climbing the ladder, and Razor grabs his tights and pulls him down, shows the full moon, and drops an elbow with his ass showing and shit. I thought it was funny. But everything that they did here, again, was just fucking amazing. And obviously the big splash from the top of the ladder onto fucking Razor, or Scott Hall, however you want to call him. But it was all said and done, again, it looked like Shawn was going to win. Shawn hits the crotch on the top rope, gets his foot stuck between the ropes, and Razor Ramon climbs the ladder and grabs the Intercontinental titles. It wins. Your guys' thoughts on this match overall?
This was a really good ladder match. It was funny because this was the only ladder that they really had at the event, apparently, and that's what makes it even better. So if anything messed up, they pretty much were screwed, and that ladder looked like it could have broken any second. So the fact that they managed to just work with that ladder, that's amazing. And the match itself was good. Nice classic type of match, not a lot of high flying spots. Yeah, you got the dive from Michaels, that memorable one. But, I don't know, there was something about it that I really liked. And, Razor Ramon winning, that's not bad either. But like you said, this started Michaels, journey of being called like Mr. WrestleMania, because it was his best Mania match by far. So definitely a good match to always look back to.
Of course. Big Mike, your thoughts, bro?
Oh, yeah, this match was really good. It's a classic ladder match. Good story because freaking, Shawn Michaels had to, sort of vacate the title because of a small little pinch of steroid in his system. And he wouldn't give up the belt. And then they just, did the story. And the match was great. The match was great. Razor won. And, it was a good match.
Absolutely. It was funny, too, because apparently they went over their time in this match. They went over their time.
Oh, I believe it.
What was their time, 15?
I don't know, but apparently they went over their time, and I guess Macho Man just literally tore into both of them for doing so and shit. Again, they loved the match, and apparently there was supposed to be, after this, and it didn't happen because, again, because Shawn and Razor went over their time, there was supposed to be like a fucking, I want to say, what's it called, a 10-person tag that never even happened. It was supposed to be IRS, the Head Shrinkers, Rick Martel and Jeff Jarrett versus the 1, 2, 3 kids, Sparky Plug, Tatanka, and the Smoking Guns. And you see backstage, they couldn't agree who could be the captain between Jeff Jarrett, IRS, Rick Martel, and all. They're arguing and shit. What the fuck is that?
Huh?
Dude.
Oh, my mic. It went move.
Yeah. So there was that. And we go on to the main event. The big main event here. We have for the WWE title, the main event. Again, this is an injured Bret Hart who just took a loss, right, versus Yokozuna. I remember Burt Reynolds, right, who was the ring announcer for this match, right? And he's introducing Bret, and Bret is limping to the ring. He's limping. He's in pain. Roddy Piper was the guest referee. And I thought overall it told a good story here. Again, here's Bret, who just lost to his brother Owen, right? And here's Yoko, who beat Bret at the prior WrestleMania 9 for the WWE Championship. Try to do it again. right? And he's working on Brett until Brett eventually makes his comeback, hits the bulldog for the middle rope for the near fall. There's a moment where Roddy Piper punches Jim Cornette, lays him out, and it looks like Yoko is about to win. I remember too because Jerry Lawler's like, "Tend that broken down piece of garbage over there," and some shit like that. Either go for the banzai drop, and apparently Yoko trips. Now I'll say this: I feel like if that was their plan, that was corny as shit. You have Yoko trip from the middle rope for a move that he's done numerous times.
Yeah, but he couldn't put the freaking sharpshooter on him because it looked stupid at WrestleMania 9.
Yeah, that's true as well.
So they had to do something there. They was like, well, you can't wrap his humongous legs around your leg and turn him over. So we'll just say, hey, 2 matches. This is the second match. He slipped and he fell. He couldn't get up.
He fell. He couldn't get up, and Bret just pinned him for the 1, 2, 3. And Bret Hart, the new WWE champion. Everyone's celebrating. Lex Luger comes out. They embrace. Out comes everybody from the locker room. Macho Man, Razor. Mostly the guys that are supposed to be involved in that 10-person tag came out as well in their gear. They're embracing Bret Hart. Vince McMahon joins the crowd, so is Gorilla Monsoon. But that final image that you see, Owens coming out, and he's staring at Bret. And you just know from there what's going to happen, right? Because again, here's Owen beating Bret, right? It's like Owen had the spotlight. Great, he beat Bret. And then here comes Bret, win the title, and takes it away from Owen again, the spotlight. So the spotlight's back on Bret. I loved it. I loved it for what it was. So there was that. I loved it.
Yeah, man, same here.
Exactly.
We all loved it. Like I said, the reg guy. I guess it was nice to see Bret Hart just win the match. Main event wasn't that great. I understand how Bret Hart had a match with he wrestled a couple hours ago, so I can't really shit on that. But that's what I'm saying. Well, why? What was the point of just having double duty? I mean, I don't regret it, but this main event with Yokozuna in it as well, it's kind of tough. I understand, and this is when they were kind of lacking star power.
Yeah,
they were lacking star power.
They were definitely. That's why Bret Hart had to do this, and that's why this show is kind of.
But I think
a weird show.
And I agree with you, and I totally do. But I think at the same time, it's the launch. Granted, they were saying it for like a year before that, the new generation. But now it's now it's full speed ahead. Vince took a gamble on these new guys, and he did. And look where it paid off, right? So the aftermath of WrestleMania, WrestleMania 10, Minard and Mission continued to challenge the Quebecers for the tag team belts. Minard and Mission won the titles on March 29, 1994. This is said to have been an unplanned title change, as Mabel accidentally fell on Pierre to get the pinfall. The title reign lasted only 2 days, however, as the Quebecers won the belts back in a rematch. Lex Luger and Mr. Perfect were scheduled to face each other in a series of matches on the WrestleMania Revenge Tour. Mr. Perfect was replaced by Crush. However, Mr. Perfect did not appear again in WWE until Survivor Series 1995. Adam Bomb and Earthquake had a rematch on the April 4th episode of Monday Night Raw, which Earthquake won. The feud didn't progress any further as Earthquake left WWE to go to WCW in May of 1994. Whippleman and Finkel, however, they did wrestle a series of tuxedo matches in 1994 that culminated in a match on the January 9th, 1995 episode of Monday Night Raw. Finkel defeated Whippleman in a final tuxedo match to end the feud. A few weeks after the match between Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon, Diesel began to challenge Ramon for the Intercontinental Championship. Michaels helped Diesel defeat Razor Ramon for the title on the April 13, 1994 edition. On April 13, 1994. The win began the push for Diesel that saw him eventually become WWE's Triple Crown Champion in one calendar year. So obviously he won the tag title, won the Intercontinental title, and also in 94 he won the WWE title. Triple Crown in 1 year. Amazing. The 10-man tag match that we didn't see on WrestleMania took place on April 4th, 1994, where the heel team, they won as IRS, pinned the 1-2-3 Kid to win the match. And of course, Bret Hart and Owen Hart continued their feud throughout 1994 at King of the Ring in their real life brother-in-law and Bret's former tag team partner, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, Natty's father, may he rest in peace as well, became involved in the angle by helping Owen win the tournament. During the coronation ceremony, Owen announced that he wanted to be referred as the King of Hearts, Owen Hart. At SummerSlam, Bret successfully defended his title against Owen in a steel cage match, but was attacked after the match by Owen Hart, Neidhart prompting another brother-in-law, Davey Boy Smith, to get involved on Bret's side. So basically, again, that match also, I strongly recommend you guys give that a watch. I really, really do. At Survivor Series, the storyline, Owen partially responsible for costing Bret the WWE title. Bret faced Bob Backlund in a match with the stipulation that the winner would be declared when the competitor's cornerman threw a towel into the ring, signifying a submission. After Owens caused Smith to knock himself unconscious, Owen pretended to feel sympathy for Bret, while Backlund had Bret in a crossface chicken wing. The angle had Owen convince his mother Helen to throw Bret's towel, enabling Backlund to win the match and the title. After the match, Owen celebrated with Backlund and showed that he was faking the concerns for his brother. Yeah, man. God damn it, yo. It's WrestleMania 10. Honestly, guys, again, when I was a kid, I used to watch this shit every single fucking time. As you get older, it's there. Just go out of your way, watch the first match, Bret versus Owen, in the ladder match. And I guess see Bret win the title again if you want to. But other than that, everything's skippable in my opinion. Before I wrap this up, guys, give us your thoughts on the comment there. But Mike, what are your overall thoughts as we look back on WrestleMania 10?
Yeah, I agree with you. Watch the 3 matches. Those are probably the best 3 matches they are the best 3 matches on this card. I wish does anything says where Undertaker was at, or was he dealing with an injury or something like that?
Apparently he was doing the signing in Canada or like somewhere elsewhere, whatever. He was doing autograph signings, whatever. You're doing a tour.
So he wasn't important enough to have a match on this card. He was doing a signing.
Well, you gotta remember this too. Apparently, at the time, he requested time off. He requested time off because he was recovering from nagging injuries and shit like that.
Okay, so he must have had like some sore injuries or something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
This show was very lacking him.
Yeah, and Hulk Hogan, but that's me, of course.
More so Undertaker though.
Yeah. Walty, your thoughts overall as we wrap up WrestleMania 10?
Yeah, for a show without Hogan, like you guys said, without Taker, without a couple big stars, I gotta give it to them. They tried their best. Obviously, there's quite a few filler matches, probably a little more than few, but the big matches did deliver, and I'll give them that. So it's not a failing show. I thought it was a solid show, probably not to Mania standards, but for what they had, I thought they did a decent job.
Exactly, guys. Well, anyway, this was our thoughts on WrestleMania 10. We will hear your thoughts overall in WrestleMania 10. Give us your thoughts, whatever you guys give us your thoughts, whether it be in the comment threads of the video, or if not, let us know on Twitter at Teamheel Podcast. We thank you all for listening. You can follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. If you're on the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Walter, what can they find the Queen Slayer at?
Yep, on Twitter at HamWalter.
Big Mike, let them know they can find the man with the golden charm.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at BigMike199519 and on YouTube at Big Mike's Wrestling Recap Show.
This concludes our WrestleMania retro reviews. These were brutal. We got through some interesting, some sufferable, but nonetheless, we enjoyed each and every one of them. We got to do this again down the road. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back next time for more. This has been Teamheel Podcast Extra.